My voice is dying a lot and I can't even tell you why. Obviously it started going at the end of the previous vlog, and yesterday really didn't help. It was a very busy day at work last night, and had to do a lot of shouting over the bar at people to try and get their attention, take their orders, things like that. And it's kind of taken its toll a little bit. And now I find myself here having to kind of raise my voice even more, just so that you guys can hear me over the traffic. I've got a couple of things to tell you about, because yesterday was actually quite an interesting day on the walk home and indeed the walk to work. But the only downside is that I didn't have you guys there to have a look at things with me for. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the walk in to work. So I was walking down the road that I would normally do, and there's a shortcut along that route that leads through an alleyway. On one side you got a brick wall, on the other side you got fences, and I was just walking down it, listening to my music in my own little world, and then I just kind of noticed something moving out of the corner of my eye, up there. I had a look, and there was this squirrel just hopping along the top of the fence. He was kind of hopping along, and then he got to a point and he looked across over at the fence, decided he couldn't make the jump, saw that I was coming a bit near, and so he ran on. He ran a bit further down the wall, then he stopped again. He looked over at the fence. He still didn't think he could make it, saw me still approaching, so then he ran a little bit further down the wall. Then he looked over and still couldn't quite make it. Saw that I was coming, was like, ran a little bit further, and then he looked over, wasn't sure, saw I was coming and thought, screw it, go for it, and he leapt across my path, over my head, and grabbed onto the fence. And I thought, that's so awesome. I had a really big smile on my face for ages afterwards, and I don't even know why. You know, it seemed like such an odd thing to happen. And I mean, it's not that odd a thing. You know, squirrels jump, and they jump from place to place. It was like that scene out of Sword in the Stone, where Arthur tries to leap from one branch to the other. It was so, I don't know, it was just something completely unexpected. I was just walking down this alleyway, and I see the squirrel, and I could see it calculating. I was caught a glimpse of his face every so often, and I could see his little brain kind of going, can I make it? I don't think I can, but I need to take a chance anyway, because this human is coming nearer. The second thing to happen did so as I was coming home from work, and this one's not as nice as a squirrel jumping over my head. Basically, I got in at 1:15 this morning from work, and a couple of doors down from my house there was a man who passed out in someone's driveway, just flat out. His legs were kind of poking out of a bush. It sounds like a funny image, but this guy had literally just crashed out in someone's driveway and kind of fallen into their flower beds. His legs were just poking out of the bush, and I was kind of walking past, and I remember catching sight of these legs out of my peripheral vision, and just kind of saw them and was like, oh, it's a bit odd. But I carried on walking anyway. I saw it was a man. I think I'd even stopped. I saw it was a man there, and then I was like, in that moment I was kind of like, I need to help him. But then I carried on walking anyway, and I went indoors, took my coats off, locked the front door, took my shoes off, and then I kind of went, no, hang on a minute, because there's no telling how long he has been there. There's no telling how long it'll be before someone does come along and help him. We don't know how injured he may be. So I put my shoes back on, put my coats back on, unlocked the front door and went back, taking only my phone and my door key, because I was paranoid, you know, it might be a sting, he might be trying to mug me or something like that. So I only took my door key so I could get back in, and my phone so I could ring someone if I needed to. So I kind of got back to him and he was still there, he was still passed out. And so I sort of started kind of calling to him. So, can you hear me, mate? I mean, no one can hear me now. But he's like, can you hear me? Hello? Like, are you there, buddy? Can you hear me? That's all there. And there was no reply. So we kept trying. There was nothing. No response. So, oh god, there's a man passed out in someone's driveway. And he's not responding. Get my phone out, ready to ring an ambulance. So try one more time. Hello, mate, can you hear me? And he grunted. So, okay, he's alive. He's responsive. That's two things. That's two good things at least. At least he's alive and he's responsive. So I just kept sort of saying to him, trying to not convince him, but trying to coax him to say things, just like, hello, can you hear me? And I kept asking him just to make sure that he was still kind of responding and that it wasn't just a coincidence, basically. Hello, can you hear me? My name's Nick, are you hurt? That sort of thing. Still, all while kind of like gently just shaking him, just trying to... I know they say that if you shouldn't really move someone if they're injured, but I didn't think he was injured. I knew he was passed out, and based on the way he was responding, it's going to sound weird to people who kind of study medicine and things like that, but based on the way he was responding, I kind of knew he was alright. I knew he was just hammered. I knew he'd been out he'd gotten blindingly drunk. Basically, I feel like it's probably because I've been at that point. When people have been trying to talk to me and I've just kind of been comatose on the floor, just grunting. That's kind of where he was at. So kind of like still just sort of gently shaking him and trying to kind of bring him out, because when you get into that state, when you're drunk, everything just is so heavy to move, you just can't be bothered. You're drained and you don't want to move. So I was just trying to basically wake him up, trying to coax him into consciousness, like shaking him, trying to wake him up. All the while kind of keeping my distance, because you don't know what people are capable of. You don't know what people might have taken, or anything like that. So I was still kind of like shaking him at like arm's length. Like, yeah, mate. But yeah, then he sort of opened his eyes and he didn't start talking, but he was grunting a lot more and kind of a bit more audibly. So it's like, great, so he's finally getting back into the realm of consciousness. And then just sort of like, because he was just laying there, sort of head still on the floor. I thought, what if he's banged his head? I didn't know if he had some kind of head injury. Just like, are you in pain? Does anything feel off other than the fact that you're wasted? Just anywhere hurt, that sort of thing. Sort of, no. So I kind of asked him, are you able to sit up? You're in someone's driveway at the moment, and they're probably going to be in for a bit of a shock if they wake up in the morning ready to go to work and they see you lying across their driveway. Can you sit up? He's like, yeah. So it helped him to sit up at least very slowly, just in case anything did hurt, in case he was that drunk that as soon as he changed what position he was in, he was throw up. Know what I didn't know. So I gradually kind of helped him sit up. Let him sit there for a bit. I kind of shone my phone torch on the driveway just to see if he'd bled anywhere. If there was blood on the drive, then obviously he's hit his head pretty pretty hard. There was nothing there. So he was kind of sat there for a little bit. I was still trying to talk to him. He was like, where have you been tonight? Can you remember? Where are you going to? Do you know how to get there? This sort of thing. Just trying to A, get him to talk and get his head together a little bit, and B, to work out whether or not I needed to actually genuinely ring this man an ambulance. I was all set to go with it. And then he kind of came to, and I'm fairly sure these are the symptoms of being hammered. So I was like, do I need to call you an ambulance or a taxi or something like that? I mean, the problem with bringing him a cab is A, I don't know any cab numbers, and B, I know from experience that if you are that drunk, most cabbies won't take you. So yeah, I didn't quite know what I was going to do about it, but he said that he did know where he'd been and he knew where he was going and how to get there. So again, at least he hadn't properly mashed his head and memory loss and things like that. So after he'd been sat there for a little bit and said to him, okay, are you able to stand? And he was like, yeah. So okay, let me help you. So kind of put my hand around sort of one side of him, grabbed his hand with my other one. So we kind of lifted him to his feet, steadied him a little bit. Once he was stood up, it painstakingly obvious he was drunk. He couldn't he couldn't hold himself steady very well at all. So they're kind of trying to hold him up, and at this point I was kind of stood in front of him, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he was just looking through me. I could tell. I was sort of talking to him, and he was replying. I could see him trying to focus on me, but he was literally kind of looking through me, like he didn't even know I was there. And that's definite drunkenness. So kind of steadied him a little bit. I said to him, "So which way are you heading? Where do you need to get to?" He didn't tell me where he was going, but only the way he was going to be heading past sort of where I live. So I said to him, "Well, look, I've got to go this way for a little bit as well. Let me walk with you a little ways to get you a bit steadier, and just make sure that you're not gonna just crash out again. Make sure you're up, you're awake, and that you get on your way a little bit." And so I did. There was me and this man just kind of hobbling down the road. He was stumbling everywhere. I was trying to help him. This other fellow walked past, like, "Oh, you alright, fellas?" I was like, yeah, it's just him. I haven't been for a heavy night. I've been working. So there was me trying to help this drunk man, peeing myself right across the road because it's a bit more important. So we were stumbling past. We get to my house. I say to him, "This is where I need to get. This is where I need to go now. Are you going to be okay?" And he was like, "Yeah. Thank you very much." Kind of went very Jack Sparrow. "Yes, it was Tommy Cooper. It wasn't Jack Sparrow, was it? Thank you very much." "Yes, I am." Whatever. But yeah, so are you going to be okay? Do you know where you're going to from here and how to get there? "Yes, I'll be fine. Do I need to call you someone, something, anything?" No. So okay, so kind of let go of him, and he began walking on his way. So, "Thank you, mate, thank you, blah blah blah." So I started walking on his way, and then just went to fall straight over our garden wall. Like, pick him up. "Okay, are you sure?" Like, "Yeah, thank you," and all that. So he started walking off. I stood at the bottom of the drive and watched him for a little ways, and then I went inside. This is where the squirrel was. So he was kind of like running along this wall right here, then he would stop, look at the fence. "Can I make it?" "No." So he runs a little bit further along here, stops. Can I make it? No. So he carries on running, and then he stops. Can I make it? No. Oh god, this human's getting closer and closer. He's running along, powering through. And he gets to here, he's like, can I make it? Oh, screw it. He kind of scrabbles up the leaves there, right over my head. It's amazing. Anyways, back to the story. Well, that's kind of the whole story. But it was an odd experience, to say the least. Because normally that sort of thing I wouldn't necessarily get involved with. I would kind of see that, and kind of more often than not I would just sort of go, you know what, I don't really sort of feel like this is in my area to interfere with, so I'm gonna not. Someone else will be along. You know, someone else did come along, but they might not have helped him. And normally I'd just kind of walk on by, and then I'd get in and kind of just torment myself for the rest of the night. Oh, you might get hypothermia, you could die from that, you know. It's unlike me. I'm thoroughly glad I did it, you know. He'd been on a night out with people, I presume, and you know, they're gonna. What about his friends and family? You know, they might wake up in the morning, they've gone, right, text us when you get in, friend. And he'll have gone, oh, I certainly will. And then they wake up in the morning and there's nothing from it, and they ring him. It's like, where are you? What's going on? There's no reply. You know, it could have gone miles and miles away in a really bad direction. And those are the sorts of things that I would then end up thinking about had I not done something like that. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird, like I say, normally I'd just get in and torment myself with it. But this time I got in and then I went, no, I'm gonna go and do it. That's filled up quite a bit of time, actually. That's filled up my entire journey to work, more or less. So I'm working all day today. It's like 11:15. I start at 11. I'm working until 4, and then I'm on a break, and then start again from 6 until we close. So it's going to be a long old day. It was a long old day yesterday, and it's going to be a long old day tomorrow. And an even longer day on Sunday. I'm doing 9 hours straight on Sunday. 11 AM until 9 PM. Oh, that is going to be a killer blow. That's going to kill. And then I haven't got a day off until Wednesday. Oh, it's going to drain so hard. My voice isn't going to have time to repair. And then it's going to get to Thursday, and me, Rachel and Jay are going to see Yellow Card live, and that's going to kill my voice even further. Man. Anyways, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.